Hi guys, my name is TB. In this video tutorial I will explain how to install and configure the Royal Audio Player WordPress plugin. So this is a MP3 player, a really complex MP3 player. I've put a lot of work in it. This is under development for almost 5 years now, always adding new features and configuring it and fixing bugs and so on. So this player, it's a really complex player with tons of features. You can read about the features here in the descriptions and also by watching the video tutorial to see what we'll do now. So it can handle multiple playlists, as you can see here. It has a playlist selector, and it can create playlists from simple HTML markup, podcast, Soundcloud playlist, mixed playlist, XML playlist, YouTube playlist, and folder playlist. Okay, so it has everything. It's optional. The playlist is optional. The main playlist selector, it's optional. All the buttons are optional. It has a share window with the most popular media social websites. Download, you can also add the buy link button. This button when clicked can call a JavaScript function. Search, really nice search feature, and a lot more than meets the eye. So it has 8 predefined skins, as you can see the names here, and these skins are already imported into the plugin Lightbox, into the plugin WordPress plugin, in such a way that you will not have to do anything. You can just use it out of the batch. So this is really simple. So let's see, for example, the metal white. It will look different. Of course, it has autoplay, loop, and so on, all kind of visual features. So yeah, like I've told you, it is capable of loading content from a simple MP3 file, local or relative or absolute path from YouTube. This is actually playing a video from YouTube. The video can be hidden, like I said, everything is optional. And Soundcloud, this is mixed content, so it can play mixed content. In this case, it's loading a YouTube playlist and it's populating the playlist from folder. This, you can actually pass a file of MP3 folders, and the player will actually read the ID3 tags from the MP3 files and populate the playlist. Okay, so as you can see, also Soundcloud playlist. Like I've showed, there is no, I don't think there's a point to go into this much further with the playlist. It also comes with an extensive API. You can see here some of the from some examples. For example, you can pause, play, stop, play next, play prev, scrub, set volume, show playlist. A lot of methods. You can find all of them in the download files. In the download files, you will receive also this help file. So you can open it, and you can see here some information and all the API methods and an example about how to use it. I will show you this, how to use the API, later in the video tutorial. So okay, as you can see, the API I have actually created a grid. This is not part of the player, this is just a grid, and using the API you can actually scrub the player and interact with the grid. So keep in mind that you can create this type of logic. So keep in mind, I'm sorry, you can read about it more here, and you can also see the example. Like I've told you, mostly everything can be disabled. You can see here a simple version of the player without playlist, without, for example, you can only leave the play button if you like, and it will work. This is another one with the playlist closed by default, and you have to click it to open it. So there are a lot of, in my opinion, it is the best audio player on, is the most complete and well thought audio player on the market. So it's a really great piece of software. Okay, so now on WordPress, when you buy the file, you will receive a zip file like this, and inside it there is the help file that I showed you. This is the actual plugin that has to be installed. This is a file with some text that you can copy and paste to format some text I will show you, and this is an XML file to see how to use how to create the playlist from XML if you want an XML. Sorry about this. So let's drag the plugin here, close this and add new. This is how it's basically done with all plugins. Okay. And activate plugin. Once activated, you will find it here on the left and also on in the plugin section. So the player has three main tabs. It has general settings, playlist manager, and Css Editor. General settings is referring to everything about the player except the playlist. So I'm sorry, even the playlist. For example, you want to remove a button, you want to remove the categories, you want to remove the playlist, or set autoplay to true or to false or whatever. So there is the main settings, the controller settings. It's related to the controller. This part that we see now. This is what I mean by controller. Then there is the control analytics and settings. You can actually do some really nice stuff here with the positioning of the buttons to have a fine-tune control in case you want to replace the skin, or I don't know, something to reskin it entirely. The playlist windows settings is for the main playlist window, this one that appears here. Let's close it. The playlist settings, it's for the playlist. What I mean by playlist is this window that comes down and goes up and closed, that contains the sorry, the tracks, the mp3 files. And the pop-up settings, it's when the player is open in pop-up, it can actually be use the pop-up window. This way you can have a seamless player. Basically, you can leave the window here and you can navigate through other sites, and your user will it will be able to listen the tracks here. So like I've said, it is of course, I forgot to tell you one of the important things. The player, it's responsive. It's fully responsive. As you can see, it's adapting perfectly to any layout, as you can see here. Even the categories, so it's fully responsive. Okay, so for now let's create, like I said, there are 8 predefined skins, like I've showed the 8 skins there. For if you want skin metal white, just select this skin and you can use it. But if you want to modify anything, you have to create your own preset from the preset that you want to use. For example, if you want to minimal dark and remove some buttons, select here minimal dark, give it a new name, and add new preset. And now once it's added, we can play with all these settings, and I will return to this section after we create a playlist. So yeah, the CSS editor, just want to go quickly through it. This is a file of CSS file that will be imported when the player is located. For example, if you have an instance of the player in one of your pages, this CSS file will be present there. So you can define your own classes. These are simple CSS classes to format some of the text from the player. So keep this in mind. These classes are here. Okay, so now to add the playlist, go to playlist manager, add new main playlist. I'll give it a name, my playlist. You will create a normal playlist for now. This is the most important one, I think, because you can actually add your own files. I will show you what I mean by that. Add image, and we'll add this one. And for the text, remember that I showed you there is a file here, this one, and I've already made this so that you can just copy and paste this. These classes are actually defined in the CSS file. For example, this is making the text title bold and white, so you can just copy and paste it, or if you can create your own classes and text, but keep in mind that it's there. So just make sure that you are writing HTML code here in the HTML tab, not visual, because in visual it will look like this, and you will not be able to tell exactly what this is. Okay, and now to add tracks in it, we'll add first MP3 track. This is an MP3 file. You can add it from the library or from whatever source. You can even play from Amazon or Google Drive or whatever, as long as there is an absolute path. The thumbnail, it's optional. We'll add this one. We'll set downloadable to no. Track duration, if you want to add the track duration, unfortunately it has to be added manually, because it cannot be read here from the ID3. It's a bit complicated to explain, but for now it has to be added manually, but I will try to improve this in a future update. So let's just start this one. This stuff by URL JavaScript function is for if you want this button for a track. For a track, you can add this here. You just specify here a link or a JavaScript function name, and when clicked, that link will either open a new tab or call a JavaScript function that you have in your code. So if you want that it's there, just know that it's there. And again, the text the same like the main playlist. Some classes that are predefined, simple stuff. Actually, this is there is no class here, just simple HTML code. Add track. You can edit if you like. Okay, so we'll add the MP3. We'll add now YouTube. For YouTube, we have to add the YouTube, where is it? The YouTube video URL. You can see if I paste this in the browser, it's actually pointing to a YouTube video. So we'll just paste this here. We'll put another thumbnail, this one. Again, the thumbnail is optional. We'll have this blank. Track duration, we'll have it blank for now. This downloadable to no. And I'll just paste this text there. Okay. Now SoundCloud. Again, for SoundCloud, the SoundCloud URL has to be a SoundCloud track URL has to be pasted there. So you can just see if I paste this in the browser, it will open SoundCloud. I don't know, URL link, I don't know what to call it, SoundCloud track. And we'll add this here. Again, this will leave it blank, this downloadable to no. And let's see here. Add track. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. I pasted the wrong way. Apologize. This is the track and this is the thumbnail. Made a mistake there. So, okay, add track. And the last one, as I don't know if I specified, you can play Shoutcast or Icecast MP3 stream. So this is how it looks like an MP3 stream. Shoutcast MP3 stream. You just paste it as a source, and again the text. You can leave the text empty if you like. It doesn't have to be, but of course it will look weird. And add a new image. Add track, and this is it. Don't forget to update the main playlist. Okay, so this is the playlists are sortable, the main playlists are sortable, and the tracks are sortable, so you can switch them as you want, and they reflect in the playlist. Okay, and now to use the let's open a page or a post. You can add this in a page or a post. We'll just use this one. And the shortcode generator will appear here on the right. You can see all our presets. We'll select the one that we have defined and the playlist that we have defined. And just make sure you are in visual mode and click add shortcode. In case the add shortcode doesn't work, you can just copy and paste the shortcode from here with this. So keep this in mind. It's possible not to work because most teams have some fancy text editors, and it's impossible to write JavaScript for something that you don't even know it exists. So this is why I've added this here. But mostly in all, it should work in most cases, but good with just the button. So after this is done, update, and now the player will appear here in a second. I'm sorry, this is not the page. Just let's click for now preview. That was not the page. And I would like to change something because I don't like, because it's using HTTPS and it might break some stuff there. Let's use HTTP, and I don't want the preview. I just want the actual page. So as you can see, the player is loading. The categories, if you open it, you will see the thumbnail and the text that we have added there. The first track, it's the MP3 track. The second, it's Shoutcast, just as is reflected if you look here in the playlist. This is reflected here. As you see, the order here, it's exactly like here. This is YouTube. It's actually playing the video from YouTube. And SoundCloud. This is the track from SoundCloud. Okay, so this is the normal playlist. I don't think there is any point to show you how to add a new video or how to delete it, or I think it makes perfect sense to add. It's possible to add as many as you like. So okay, let's move to another playlist. We'll use podcast. You can load any podcast, doesn't matter where it is. This is again the URL of the pod. If you paste this in the browser, I think they will display the XML file. So let's play the Placehouse podcast and we'll add this image. I'll leave the text blank here. I don't want to add any text. Update. And now there are two playlists. Like I told you, these are sortable. You can switch the order if you like. But we'll leave it like it is. So now, if we refresh, and select the playlist that you created, it's loading. I forgot to show you something really nice. If you see here, there is an extra deep linking. This is how it's called, deep linking. Basically, there is a parameter for the playlist ID and the track ID. This is really cool because you can just, for example, we can use the browser buttons to navigate through the links, as you can see, or you can just send a friend this ID, you'll paste it in another tab, and the player will start at the track that you were listening. This is really nice because it's also useful when the share windows it's used. You can actually share the track itself and not the entire player. So this is a really nice feature. It can be disabled, and if it's disabled, basically the URL will look just like this. It will not have the extension of deep linking. Okay, so the next playlist, it's on SoundCloud. So here we can, I hope I will place this from SoundCloud. Here it is. If we paste it here, you will see it's just a playlist or sets of MP3 files. Here it is. Okay, and where is it? Here. Add playlist, and it's appearing here. Update my playlist, and now you can see this is loaded directly from SoundCloud. There is actually a plane here, which is weird. Okay, the next one, YouTube. Of course, you can add as many playlists as you want. It doesn't have to be this order. Or I'm just showing you how to add this type of playlist. They are explained here in the tooltips. If you, for some reason, you don't understand it, but so this is actually a YouTube playlist, as you can see here, the URL of YouTube playlist, and select the thumbnail. Again, we'll leave the text blank, and now if we refresh, we'll just go to the categories and select YouTube. This is loaded directly from YouTube. There's the entire playlist there. I think 100 tracks is the limit. Not sure. Again, the video can be disabled, can be removed. And the next one, SoundCloud, YouTube, which one? Official FM, I will not load it because right now the website is down, but it's working if it's there. Let's see, an XML file. Now about the XML file, you will have to add as the playlist source. And select here XML. You'll have to add an absolute URL of the XML file. I already uploaded one on my server. is the same file as the one here. You can just open it and edit it on your own and change it to create your own playlist. So keep in mind that it's there. It will not work with the local XML file. It is explained here again how to use it. And XML. Again, we'll leave the text empty. And now if we refresh the page, we'll go to this one. I think I made a mistake here. I've zoomed out the browser by mistake. So this is actually created from that XML file that I showed you, the playlist. Okay, and the last one, you can actually create a playlist from a folder. Just a folder of MP3 files. Again, it's explained here how to do this. What you have to do is this folder of MP3 files has to be uploaded in the content folder of the player plugin path. You'll see here in the tooltip, but I will show you how to do this. So just open an FTP client on your own. I'm using FileZilla, you can use anything. Connect to your server. Go to the WordPress plugin directory. It can be a different name in your case. This is mine. WP content, plugins, FWD wrap, and content. And here you can just upload the folder of MP3 files. You can see there are 16 here. I'll give it another name. My playlist, for example, and just drag it and throw it here. So I'll pause this until the files are uploaded and return after. Oh, sorry. Okay, so it's almost done. It's done. So as you can see, the folder it's here. Just copy the name, and here the playlist source, just set it here, and folder, add playlist, and update my playlist. And, oh, I'm sorry. Now refresh. Let's select the folder. You can see the MP3 ID tags are written, are populating the reader at runtime. So here it is. So there is no thumbnail for this. So yeah, this is how the playlists are used. As I told you, these are sortable. You can change the order. You can add as many as you like, as you want. So yeah, this is really cool. Okay, so let's go back to general settings, and I would like to show you some things here. For example, if you are not using YouTube, just set this to no, and don't forget to select your preset. We are using it to YouTube, so leave it to yes. Disable deep linking that I showed you. Let's set autoplay to no, and for this one we'll leave it like this. Add the controller, we'll hide, for example, the next and prev track, and next and previous buttons, play track, and the share button. Okay, and now update the settings, and if we refresh, there is no autoplay. As you can see, there is no next and prev buttons, and there is no share button. Now let's. There are other things here like show the buy button, repeat background, and so on. The controller align and size settings is purely for appearance reason to modify the spacing between buttons, and you don't have to touch this. Only if you want to change something in appearance. The playlist show window settings. You can disable the button and the other stuff here, but I want to show you how to show the main playlist on when the page is loading. So now if you refresh, when the player appears, also the categories main playlist drop down. So this is really nice if you want to show your user the entire set of playlists. Let's just set this back to no. And for the playlist settings, this now it's added by default. It's showed by default, but let's start with the player with the playlist hidden. So now, as you can see, the playlist doesn't appear by default. The button has to be clicked to show the playlist. So there are a lot of settings here. I'm not going to them. That make no sense. You can go through it and remove what you don't want and modify the player as you like. One final thing that I want to show you is the API, how to use the API. This is purely for developers. You can see here on the API specification you can find all the methods and events, and here below to explain how to use it. Just copy this sample, make sure that the text editor is in text mode, and add the script. So what it does, it's registering an ready event and the play event. There are some logs here. There is a method here that is calling track ID, and there is another method here that it's calling play next. This is kind of it. I'll not go into details because any JavaScript developer will understand this, plus there are instructions. And now let's open the console. Let's make some room here. So as you can see, there is a log here, player ready, and there is the button that we have added there, and when clicked the player will play the next track, and also a log will appear in the console. So yeah, so I think this is it. There are a lot of things here that you will have to discover on your own. It's impossible to go to all of them, and I don't see the point. There are tooltips here, and most of them are, actually all of them are self-explanatory. So yeah, this is the Real Audio Player WordPress plugin. It's an outstanding piece of software. Again, I think more than 5 years in development now, and every time I make an update I come with something new and fix new stuff. I don't think you will find something better than this. So yeah, thank you for watching, and take care. Bye bye.